and then I see a face
Like,
come near me,
popped up
and I went.
and he punched me.
Hey guys, Milla here from Black Rheno with another episode of Housefox Sessions, and we have in the studio two Seans, a Jeremy and a Ryan from Childbite. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you
Thanks for having us, man.
Fuck yeah, awesome. So, you know, you've been touring around with King Parrot for the last month. I think you've got another week of shows to go.
This is true.
How'd that all come about? How, you know?
Yeah, I met King Parrot in, I believe, whatever their first tour was. It was either 2013 or 14 at South by Southwest. They were playing, and I'd heard of them, and I went to one of the shows and got to meet them there. And they were talking about how they're possibly working with Ensemble, and I was like, yeah, we do too, or we're just starting to do that, and yeah, and then next time they were around, we did a few shows, and then got on a tour together, got on another tour together, got on another tour together, and played roughly 80 shows over the past couple of years in the States and Canada with those guys. Yeah. And so I think they just, when they were deciding to do this epic regional rampage, they were trying to think of somebody they wouldn't mind being stuck in a van with for a month.
Oh,
and
that was you guys.
we're nice.
You are, you're lovely.
Yeah, and and it's that's where we're at.
We're gonna hit maybe 3 shows left. We're gonna hit our 100th show with King Parrot.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Yep.
100
centenary.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
pretty insane.
Cherubs will fly out of the clouds and piss down upon us.
Yeah.
As a form of celebration. It's not like they're not dissing us. They're not pissed.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about
No
it.
pun intended, but yeah.
Are you going to do something a little special?
We probably should. Do you have any ideas? Cake. You're thinking
Cake,
Cake
is
is
a
one
great
idea.
idea.
It's a
Cake's
classic.
always a great
It's
idea.
a classic.
Celebratory confection.
Yeah.
Maybe it just needs to be one song with just everybody on stage.
Maybe.
We could have a little squiz.
What was that?
I don't know.
It sounded real squizzy. Oh.
That's a
Yeah.
little
It does have a bit of a squiz to it.
A bit of a tang, perhaps, on the palate.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
we love King Parrot, and we're very grateful for having them having us out here, man. We're just it's been a quite an adventure of a lifetime.
Yeah. What's the most, like, you know, any, like, weird stuff that's happened?
Nothing super abstract or out of the
Aunt
ordinary.
Nindy.
Hey?
Aunt Nindy? Scary Borough. Oh yeah, Scary Borough.
So there's a story there.
It's a beautiful place. Met some locals. Looked like my neighbor from Detroit. Got a kiss on the cheek from an ancient goddess. Yeah.
That's one way to describe her.
Yeah, she was, dude. Yeah, people were scared. She was awesome. Giving kisses.
Yeah, she was just down to hang.
I would like to hear more about the hostage takeover situation.
Tell us about the hostage
Wait,
situation.
oh,
The
is
bar
that,
brawl.
oh, the bar brawl.
What happened there?
or some earth goddesses.
Some- yeah, well, I was earlier telling Squizzy about how Childbite, we did a release show for a split we did with a band called Dope Body, and we ended up. It ended. The night was super positive, and it was a great show, and it was like hometown. And Dope Body was from Baltimore, so they were in town to do it. And we were starting like this longer tour with them, and then basically at the end of the night, some random dudes just like started talking shit to me and my other friend, this guy Matt, and then all, like totally out of nowhere, punches were thrown, and it was just like a complete nightmare of like a full-on brawl. It was, we're not like those guys. We're not the band. Like, we're all really very silly, and like we're not really into being like, you know, intense in that way. And it was just it was a fucking total crazy, like, one guy gets punched, and then I'm tackling dudes, and then Brandon, who is our other guitar player at the time, is like a very passive, chill person, was like, I saw him like jump through the air, and then Sean
I saw
came
him
in.
go down, at least from my perspective,
Yeah.
which I admit is hazy-ish, but I was across the room drinking a beer, hanging out with my wife and our other friend, and I saw Brandon go down in some way, and I was just like, protective mother mode just took over, like as if I was gonna like lift a car off. I was like, and I know I flew through the air at the guy that took him down and smashed a pint glass on his head.
Oh, it was you.
Which I'm only telling you this story because we're in Australia, so I can't be charges
Sorry,
to
I
be
might have
pressed
thrown you a
because
curveball.
because we're here. If I was back home, they'd take me to jail for telling the story. Yeah, smashed the glass, and his head was bleeding.
We're
and
we're not like aggressive guys. We don't like intense violence.
No.
But I thought, I better bottle this.
But when you see your sweet sensitive friend get clocked in the face, it changes a little. Changes a man.
Something
And
flips.
so I smashed the glass on him, and blood's going everywhere. And from what I remember, the kind of the iconic moment was I was on top of that guy on the ground, just punching fast. It probably felt like this. I'm just like, I don't know how to punch. Is this how you punch?
I don't know how to fight.
I mean, I've watched some Jean-Claude Van Damme movies, but I mean, I haven't trained. And he was on top of a different guy
I was on
next
my
to me.
knees, like next to this other guy, and
I
I
know.
was on this guy.
Yeah, and
then
I'm
I kinda
here,
just, like, looked
and then
up.
I'm just like in this, like seeing red rage, and then I see a face
Like, I
come
just
near
kinda
me,
popped up
and I
like
went,
and he punched me. And I didn't
Sounds
have,
like a Jean-Claude Van
I didn't have my
Damme.
glasses on, and I was because they flew off because I tackled these other guys, and I keep punching. I was like, dude.
we stopped, and we
And he-
totally record scratch. We were like, sorry.
Yeah. And then he comes back. Sorry, dude. Goes back into it again. I was like,
And that's
I
and that was
can't
pretty funny.
believe. And then your hand was bleeding because the pint glass.
Yeah.
There was blood
And the guy's head.
everywhere.
That's
It
what
was
actually
insane.
stopped the fight. That's what stopped the fight. is
Everyone freaked
everybody
out.
started seeing pools of blood everywhere,
'cause-
and it just got freaked out. Like, whoa!
Because the glass cut our other friend's lip, cut his hand, cut the dude's head. It was insane.
Yeah.
All over this pool table, all over the floor, and everyone just kind of went like, "What the fuck are we doing?" Like it was like, what is happening right now? Because the whole thing started like just some random dudes. They came up to me and my friend, interjected into our conversation, and they were fucking with us. But it took us like a second. We were like, "You guys are weird." Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then they're like, "Oh, you're fucking with us," and then we're like, "Why?" And then something
And then you
happened.
went, no, fuck's
And
with
then I
us.
was like, dude, get the fuck out of here. Like, leave us alone. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Or whatever. And then I got distracted. And then I saw the one dude basically sucker punch my friend.
Yeah, that's
and then I just went, whatever. I just saw red after that. It was just like, it was totally weird. And the whole time I'm like, what is this? What is even happening right now? It was insane. Dope bodies outside watching it through the front windows being like, what the fuck is wrong
Who
with
were we
these
going on tour with?
Right, 'cause we barely
It was
knew the
day
guys,
one
you
of
know,
the tour.
like-
Day one of the
like a
tour.
3-week
Yeah, day
tour.
one.
They're just like, oh fuck.
Right, they were
Yeah.
like, "Holy shit!"
Fuck,
You know.
fuck, they're gonna
But it
get
was
killed.
it was just a bunch of randoms at the show because like it
No.
was totally wacky. It was just totally wacky.
Yeah.
So you kicked off in 2005,
Yeah.
and there's 2 original members since then.
Basically,
Jeez.
yeah. I started the band with a couple dudes, and then about a year in, we dragged Sean Clancy into the mix.
Yeah.
Because the band he was previously in, which happened to have this guy as well, had
awesome.
just broken up.
Yeah.
So this guy and the other members went one way, and we pulled him into our mix, and so yeah, it's been Sean and I since like beginning of 2007. Yeah, so it's it's been him and I since 2007, and we've just gone through a few different eras.
Yeah.
It seems like drummers last roughly 3.5 years, at least with Child Bite.
Yeah.
Before they just fucking expire. Yeah, it's like it's a bit of a stone, a fucking Spinal Tap kind of thing, you know. And yeah, so whatever. So we've had just certain eras of the band with these couple of guys, and then one guy goes, another guy comes in, da 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 da, and we got the new fellows right here, and
And you've got a like a double CD. Have you just released? Or
Yeah.
you're about to release?
yeah, it's technically not out yet, but we
not
have
out yet,
them.
but you-
We have them here in Australia. Yeah.
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 Tell us about that, because that's got like tracks from throughout your history as a band.
Yeah.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
compilation of all splits and 7 inches. And
Yeah, a lot of vinyl only stuff that's finally on this CD.
that you haven't. Yeah, okay. And that
And
you
then-
can't get online, sort of stuff, or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, yeah, the
lot of it.
vinyl's like you'd have to hunt for it. It's
Yeah.
like sold out technically. I mean, you can find it, but it's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
technically
Yeah.
sold out, at least from our end. And then, well, yeah, stuff that was like cover songs and weird compilations and stuff. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I mean, really, it was like last August we had a couple band members call it quits at the same time on the same phone call, and it was a little bit of a surprise. And we had all these loose ends and little random things from the past, and it kind of just felt like mainly the guitarist at the time, Brandon, I think roughly 8 years he was in the band. We were just like, we have all these cool little random things from that time. Let's just put that all together, and that'll be a nice way to like close this chapter and start fresh.
Yeah.
You know?
Document all the stuff that you've done and all the things that you've made over the last few years together. It'd be a shame to. And he was cool. You guys did, so that's
oh yeah, everybody's
that's
cool with it.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't really have a choice in the matter, but he seemed cool with it. You know.
You're doing this.
Yeah. But yeah, and then there's about a half hour worth of stuff on this thing that never came out. It'd be like songs that we did at a studio, and somebody maybe didn't feel great about part of it, or we just weren't sure about it, or it was kind of like a demo thing, and then we never took it anywhere.
Yep.
And it was like, man, we have like this is almost an album's worth of like quality songs. Maybe they're flawed slightly, or maybe the recordings got issues or whatever, but still, it's like this stuff that like nobody's ever gonna fucking hear otherwise.
Yeah.
Why don't we put it out? And so as opposed to putting it out as like an official release, it seemed like everybody was cool with like, well, we'll put it out as this kind of odds and ends thing.
Yeah.
You know, and that way it's okay that it's not like perfect.
That it's not like all the drums are tracked in the same studio and all the, it's not like
Yeah.
that. But I think that's awesome. It's just a little journey of the history, basically.
Yeah, and somebody that's like been following us and the stuff that they have heard, these might be kind of like the missing link types of things. They'd be like, oh, they almost went, like for their last record, they almost went that way. We almost had like every song be 6 minutes long. And then we turned around and then the next thing we put out, instead of going that way, every song was like 1 minute long. It just, so that, I think that's kind of interesting. And there's a bunch of little notes in there, like about, just little anecdotes about each session and release. And, I don't know I don't know. We're pretty self-deprecating, so I don't know if anybody really gives a crap about our band. But if somebody does, this would probably be interesting.
Yeah. I can't wait to hear it. So we've just done Nervequake by Lubricated Goat today, recorded that, and that's a bunch of Aussies. Yeah.
Basically, a bunch of people kept being like, "You guys sound like Lubricated Goat," and we had never heard of them.
Oh, really?
Even though they were rolling with some of the same circle of like early 90s bands that a lot of us are into.
Yeah.
Like AmRep stuff and early Sub Pop and shit like that. You know, they were rolling with fucking whatever, that scene.
Yeah.
Noise rock stuff. And and I was like, Lubricated Goat, what the fuck? And then we like found some CD, started checking them out, and we're like, oh, this band is fucking rules. And yes, you could kind of, even though
it does sound like we're influenced by them.
Yeah,
even though
we had never heard
before.
them.
Yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, I can totally see little things. Like, and it's always funny to find that out.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, it's a cool song. It feels like us, and it's fun. I mean, it's got a fun vibe to it. That even when we're playing it at shows,
People dance.
people
to that song.
people dance to it, as opposed to our other songs where they just stare at us. And so that's a positive. We're learning a little bit of something from Lubricated Goat, and we got Squizzy to play guitar on it with us for the tour.
Yeah.
And we just figured that'd be good practice leading up to this thing. Let's play the song every night. And
Thanks heaps for coming in today. Thanks for recording this song. We'll have that up really soon for everyone to check out. Another couple of weeks. And thanks for joining us.
fucking hey, thank you so much, man.
Ciao, bye.